So, you want to print my Smash Bros. Poster frame, huh? Okay, so once you have printed everything out, there are three types of printed pieces that you need. The front, which are the thick pieces with the mirrored numbers on the back. The backing, which are these flat pieces that have the ridge in the middle. These ones have non-mirrored numbers on their front. And finally, the sign, which is this smash symbol. Now, as for printing instructions, since the sign is kind of small, I recommend printing with a raft or a brim. Aside from that, the other pieces should be able to print without any supports or anything special. I printed these in black and this one in a glow-in-the-dark green, but of course, you can do whatever the heck you want. Now, as for non-3D printed parts, you're going to want two posters that you can pick up for free at the Nintendo store in Tokyo. Some glue. I'm going to be trying my luck with craft glue, but if you want to be safe, you can use super glue or some other stronger epoxy or something. And finally, if you want to cut out a piece of cardboard to support the final product, then you may. So first things first, we're going to grab every backing piece. Again, that's the flat ones that have the ridge sticking out. Now, as you can see, they have these numbers on it. This one is a 15. So we're going to line these all up so that the numbers ascend from the top left to the bottom right. So this one's 15, so it's going to be lower down. Now that that's finished, we can see 1, 2, all the way down to 6 on the top. In the middle, 7, 8, all the way down to 12. And then starting on the bottom left, we have 13 to, where'd it go? 16. Now, mistakes were made during the design process, and all of the numbers are upside down. So, right now I'm reading it so that the numbers are right side up for me. However, your perspective is actually correct. So I recommend the character mural on top and the character selection on the bottom like this. So as you can see here, the frame is just the right size so that if you put the poster over it, it does line up with the poster perfectly without taking too much out of the edges. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the front and we're going to match the reversed numbers to the not reversed numbers on the backing. So this is number 8. So if we find number 8 on here, right here, and perfectly match them up, it should perfectly line up and snap down like this on these pieces. But of course, we want the poster to be underneath there. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Glue up the backing, line it up, make sure the poster is glued down properly, like so, and then clamp it in with the front, like that. And you can see right here that it still is clamped in. And then hold it down and wait for the glue to dry so it doesn't pop out when you're doing the next one. Okay, so I've gotten this entire side done. Now you don't want to do the middle next because the thing about the middle is it will clamp down both posters at the same time. So you want to do the complete outside first and then finish up with the middle last. Okay, so now I've got this piece all glued and this piece all glued, and I have all of the other pieces laid out in the correct orientation. So, what I'm going to attempt to do is glue all of these pieces, put them in place in between these two posters, and then use these to clamp them down and seal the deal. And hopefully, everything will work out. So what I'm doing right now is squeezing the top and bottom together so that both the top of this one and the bottom of this one are underneath the center of the frame right here so that they stay clamped in when the glue dries, which might take a while. I suppose while we're waiting for that glue to dry, we can put in the symbol. Of course, remove the raft and or brim that you got on there. You just put glue directly in the holes here. That goes in there. This goes in here. Goes in there. And this tiny one's probably your biggest pain in the butt. Might help you if you have a pair of pliers or tweezers or something to help put it in there. And there we go. We can let that dry as well. Okay, new day, new me. Hopefully I didn't frickin' glue this thing down on the table. Okay. So this is definitely not stable enough to just pick up on its own. So I 100% am glad that I got this piece of cardboard. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slide that underneath here. Nice and slowly. Okay, make sure it fits. And now, let's glue up all 4 edges of this thing. Like this, okay. And then once we press this down nice and firmly, we'll let it dry.